Welcome, everyone. Today we have Tom Luke with Luke Direct Marketing doing Facebook Essentials. And if you have any questions during the presentation, just go ahead and click on the chat box down at the bottom of your screen. Put your question in the chat box, and then I will be asking him the questions as we go along. Don't hesitate to just throw them in there and I will get them. So I want to thank SCORE for being able to offer this presentation along with the SBA. If it wasn't for those two organizations, the Virtual Marketing Academy would not have happened. So we are very excited about those two organizations. So Tom, it's all yours.
All right. Well, thank you, Kelly, for introducing me, and thanks to the SBA and SCORE for inviting me to present here. I was a mentor for quite some time with SCORE, and really, if everybody should be a part of that. That's a new business owner. So thanks for having me, and I'm going to go ahead and hit play so you can see the full. There we go. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, today we're going to do Facebook Essentials, and I've been doing Facebook for quite some time, and I just keep altering this because Facebook changes very rapidly, as everybody knows. So I try to hit all the basic things that we need to understand about Facebook. So hopefully everybody will get at least one or two good things out of this. I've been doing business as Luke Direct Marketing since 2005. I used to be a direct marketing expert. I used to mail 60 million pieces of mail a year when direct mail was the thing. And obviously you can see I have white hair. So, I've been doing marketing my whole life. And when I'm not marketing, I'm usually riding a horse. You can see at the bottom of this screen, I barrel race for going on 30 years, a long time. So a little bit about me, and I've been in Omaha since 2000, and my office is right on 2626 Harney, so in the Image Arts building. So here's what you're going to learn today. What are key platform trends for 2021? Because we know that online is going to continue to get a little more complicated. So there's a lot more coming at us all the time. Why, if you're a small business or a startup, you should choose Facebook as your first platform to use. Why you should start with an awareness campaign just to make sure that you get branded. How, what, and when to post on your news feed. And that can be different for different people. And then other amazing tools we'll talk about that you can use to help automate the process to help you, get better engagement. Facebook still dominates. I looked at numbers again recently, and right now there's 1.62 billion users that visit daily. I know we hear a lot of times that Facebook is declining for younger people, but it's still, when you think about that, it's 10 times bigger than the other platforms. There's still more of those younger people here anyway. Highest traffic is Wednesdays and Thursdays now in midday. There's 80 million active business pages. And if you're a small business owner, you really should have a small business page and be active on it. And we'll talk about all the different things that you can do there. Leading the platform with 60.6. I can't see the rest of my screen because of internet users. And then users spend an average of 58 minutes a day now, which, that's double from when I first started doing Facebook. It was like 20 some minutes when I first started doing these. So, people spend a lot of time on Facebook. So there's a lot of advantages for businesses here. 86% of US marketers use Facebook now. And I think that's the highest percent of marketers on any platform. So, you know, small businesses, I think I might have, yeah, no, that's right. So what is the struggle? You know, because it isn't always easy to get engagement, but if one of the things that helps that struggle is to have consistent engagement. People can be reluctant to invest money on Facebook, small businesses. It's hard to learn how to advertise effectively and keep up with the changes. You know, just since I've been doing Facebook ads, there have been so many changes, and it never really stops. Facebook organic reach is only 2%, so you kind of have to pay to play now if you want to, you know, get some serious engagement. And then, you know, as of last year, Facebook tightened up their ad policies and community standards. So, you know, if you're going to do Facebook post and boost them, or you're going to do ads, you really need to understand the ad policies and the community standards. And I have some tools at the end of this that I made that I'll share that can help with that. So, you know, those are the challenges, but the benefits really are amazing in that, it, you know, I already said it's the largest platform by 10 times, has the best target marketing tools of any platform, and really everybody else is just trying to keep up with it. You have complete creative control, and part of that creative control is you can do A/B split testing. So if you're going to do an ad, you can test, you know, A, B, C versions of copy against each other. You can test images against each other. You can test images against videos. And, you know, marketing, it doesn't matter which medium you're on, but you know, you really have to test and see what works. And then once you establish a control, then you try and beat it with something else. So that's kind of how we roll here. You can improve video reach and views, and the stats for video keep going up and up. So if you're not doing, you know, movable images or automated images or videos, really think hard about that, because the engagement is so much higher for video. You can also reach Instagram. You know, when you post on your Facebook page, you can also post it to Instagram at the same time. You know, and as I'm sure most people know, Facebook owns Instagram as well. So, you know, one of the things that really I think is really important is understanding how the algorithm works. In 2018, they prioritized the algorithm differently, which now prioritizes comments and shares over likes and click-throughs. So what that means is when you do a post, if you can get people to comment, you know, by maybe asking a question, you know, anything to get them to comment or share it with other people is going to get you a lot more engagement than if people just like or, you know, click through if there's a link on your post or ad. So, you know, the algorithm and understanding how that works can really be a benefit to make sure that you, you know, write your copy and have the images make the most of how that really works. So the idea is being that actions requiring more effort on the part of the user are of higher quality and thus more meaningful. So it's harder to get comments than it is to get a like. You know, people are easily like them, but don't always take the time to comment. So if you can get comments, you're going to get better overall engagement and they'll show it to more people. So, you know, when I do post or ads for businesses, one of the strategies that we use is what I call a 30-day plan. So I have two writers that write posts for businesses, and basically what we do is we write a month ahead, first of all. So the strategy is 20% of the time we're going to actually sell a product or service. 40% of the time we're going to communicate basically FAQs about your business, just to get people to understand those things. And then the other 40%, we look at ways to have fun related to your business. And that could be a meme. Recently they allowed us to put copy on images. Before that was no. If you had more than 20% of the image with copy on it or words, they wouldn't share it as much. But they got rid of that rule this year. So having more fun with memes and things is more valid. Less copy is more. The stats say, you only want the posts that actually do the best have like 40 characters. So you want to get the point across in your words on your posts, but you don't want to, have any fluff in there. You want to get to the point. If you can make it clever, then that's even better. Or funny, that is even better. Images really matter, or videos really matter. So you want to inspire visually, and make sure that you find an image that's going to stop people when they're scrolling on Facebook. So I like to, and then you can enhance it like the one that's showing here in different ways. I already mentioned video as part of the strategy. That's really important. Facebook Live is the very best way to engage. So depending on the type of business you might have, if you can do a live broadcast and do tips or what have you around your business, you're going to get the best engagement that way. And then people often don't ask people to take action. So having a call to action in your post, call us now, whatever whatever the action is that's learn more is often a good one. You can engage the message, in the post as well. So that's always, it allows people to message you directly then. So that's always a good option to use. So those are some of the strategies that I use for our business. So engagement, we're here to engage. So, how do we do that? I mentioned to be brief, use the fewest amount of words that you can use to get the point across, and still have good copy, engaging copy. Clever copy that connects to the image is always good if you can find a twist. A lot of times I have writers, but they write very clever and have a twist in there or something. So that, I look for that type of stuff to grab your attention. Of course, it has to be interesting to your target market. So knowing who your posts are going to, depending on your business, is really important to understand, what's going to be interesting to your target market. So make sure, that it grabs them for the type of people they are with that and how they relate to your business. An image or video that emotionally connects, always, I find animals, babies, things like that people are, warm and fuzzy about, those always do well. So animals, especially, different types of animals. So, anything like that is always going to connect better. We do boost a lot of posts. Like I said, you kind of have to pay to play. Some businesses, we just do timeline posts for them. And some businesses, we do timeline posts and ads. The ad, of course, when you do an ad, you have to pay to do the ad. But boosting, you can just, put a post on your timeline. You don't have to boost it. You're probably not going to get much engagement, depending on what it is. But sometimes, depending on if it's good enough, it's going to get natural engagement anyway, if it's right for your target market. But we like to boost as much as possible, as long as the copy doesn't break any rules. I mentioned how important video marketing is. The overall percentage of Facebook video content in Q3 2020 rose by 2.6%. So when you look at how huge they are, that's a lot. Facebook loves video and the users. Everybody loves to watch video on Facebook. So I would just say, I just actually read an article yesterday on video from Social Media Today, and they're saying even 6 seconds video, 15-second videos are good enough, and so it's hard to get a point across in too short amount of seconds, but if you can do it, it's going to get good engagement. So, video is more engaging than the other types of mediums. Oh, I see I have a typo there. Facebook video ads convert more than any other types of ads. So if you are going to do an ad, if you can do a video ad, it's going to outperform images generally. I mean, you can always do an A/B split test, but in general, one of the things I see on timelines a lot is whenever I post a video for either myself or for a client, it gets shown to more people, but they often are more likely to comment than like it. So often they start watching the video and they watch the video, but they don't always comment or like it as a result because they just are watching the video. So you'll see, because sometimes like images will get more likes than video, but video gets more overall engagement, if that makes sense. So, don't worry about if you don't get a lot of likes on a video, look at how the number of your engagement is, because it's going to be higher. So I like to do that. For years, hashtags on Facebook were not necessary and not recommended. But recently, they said that it will help your local engagement if you use hashtags. So we've started using hashtags again. And usually what I do is for each business that I'm posting for, there's certain things, like I have a water softener company, I have, that you would use their normal hashtags for. And I usually do 5 or 6 hashtags on most of the posts for the businesses. I do the copy and then I do a space and then I put the hashtags below it, because they're really not necessary for somebody who's reading your post. So they'll be under the read more a lot, as much as possible. But Facebook's telling us now that it matters on the platform and that you'll get better engagement as a result of it.
Tom,
so, yeah.
We have a question.
Okay.
So is the video professional made by you, third-party company, or by the business owner?
All of the above. I would say, authenticity is always more engaging. So if it looks too professional, too corporate, sometimes those won't do as well as you just getting on there and talking and being real. I prefer that type of content, more what I call authentic to that person or business. So in 2021, one of the biggest pushes that we're going to see now is they've always had shops on there, because I have a cheese company that I added their shop, a couple years ago. It's called Schulzberg Creamery. But they kind of reinvented the shops and they've enhanced it. So, I've been reading a lot on the shops being the next big thing, because one of the biggest challenges for Facebook has always been, how do we get people to buy off the platform? How do we pull that off? And how do we do it on Instagram as well? So their goal is to, have, if you're an e-commerce website, you can now put your shop right on Facebook, and within a couple steps, people are going to be able to buy your products right off the platform. So that's going to be a big deal for people, because if, you know, the whole goal of being on a platform is to get sales. So, you know, I'm really excited about where they're going with Facebook Shops, and it'll be similar on Instagram as well. And we'll see, you know, Facebook Pay is another thing they're going to push because of the shops, so that they can just take your information or your credit card right there, right on Facebook. So I think it'll be really exciting to see how that progresses in the next year. Last year, Facebook did a lot of research on, you know, how people engage on Facebook. And what they found was people engage in communities. We're all part of different types of communities based on our interests. I'm a horse person, so I belong to a lot of different horse type groups. You know, so, and everybody has, some people have cooking interests, some people love photography. So they really decided that one of the big pushes was going to be how they give the group pages or the groups more tools to better engage. And also, I think we'll see that eventually you'll be able to sell within the groups as well. So I would expect to see them continue. I just got a invite from Facebook to join their end of year groups community forum. So they're doing a big push on groups at the end of the year for people, admins who are part of groups. So they're really going to push that. If you have a business that you can do, easily have a group follow you, depending on, you know, the interest or whatever. I could do a Facebook group of my own, you know, because I do a lot of Facebook. But I would really look to get into groups that you think would work for your business. And I think you'll start to see more and more opportunities within the groups themselves. Yeah, I mentioned Facebook Live, you know, and I have a hard time getting people to do live. I don't know if it's because people are afraid to be in front of the camera, or if they don't know what to say. Or I remember the first time I did it, I was actually in the office here, and it was a little nerve-wracking to know that, you know, everybody's going to watch you. But usage of Facebook Live increased 26% from, I think, Q3 to, that's blocking me. Oh, sorry. There. My part of my copy is blocked just by the people, but why does Facebook Live work so well? And why is it the #1 way to engage? It works so well because when you go live on your Facebook business page, if you have 300 people following your page, it sends a notification that you're live to all of those people. So it's like sending them a text saying, hey, you're following this page and somebody's there and live right now. So, you know, there's no better way, you know, and to get people's attention than to get that notification, and everybody's totally on their phones all the time. So it's now used, you know, it says Facebook Live is now used by 35% of the video marketers. And especially if you have a business that you can do some visuals of, maybe you're a makeup artist or you're a hair salon, or, you know, showing things live and maybe doing a cut live, or, you know, anything that you can do. If I had more time, I would do more tips live. And I really need to find time to do more of those. So I would just look into Facebook Live and challenge yourself to connect, because that's the very best way to engage. And eventually you'll get used to it and find it easier than you think to do. So, you know, I mentioned ads, and these are the different types of ads. You know, you have the three categories: awareness. So they have, brand awareness ads or reach ads. Brand awareness, you can do a brand awareness ad and it's going to cost low money. So you'll get a lot of reach out of it for low dollars. So if you're a startup, it's the perfect place to start. Whether you do and you can do an A/B split test and start to find out what really resonates with your target market. A reach ad, you can reach people around, a certain radius, for instance. The next category is consideration. And I would say traffic is probably the #1 ad that I would do. And that's just basically traffic ad. You're going to send them to a website page in general, or to, you could send them just to the contact us page on your website. It just depends on what your ad is about. You can do an engagement ad, and it's, again, lower dollars. So the way the algorithm work is going to change to just try and get you engagement, not necessarily conversions. App installs, I can be honest, I've never done an app install ad, but there's lots of applications for getting people to download your app, that type of thing. Video views I have done often, and I think it's a really good ad if you want to reach a lot of people with a video for low dollars to get your business in front of people. Lead generation I've done quite a bit, where you might offer a free download of valuable information to your target market in exchange to getting their email. And then you take those emails and you can email, from Constant Contact or whoever you use ongoing and consistently to convert. So lead generation is probably one of the most popular ads. And because, on Facebook, people can follow you or not, but once you get somebody's email, you can really, there's automated email campaigns where you can make 5 campaigns that go out, if you're doing classes or whatever. And then the last consideration one is messages. And I have not done a messenger ad, but it's going to become bigger all the time, because they're really doing a lot, not just on groups, but on Messenger. We're going to see a lot more opportunities as well. There. Conversion is probably one of the most popular ads, usually for people maybe in a little higher end market, because usually for a conversion, you have a landing page on your website that's designed specifically for that ad and maybe replicates the ad in its appearance. So once they click on it, they go to a landing page, and that landing page looks just like the ad, maybe has the same image, so they don't think they've gone somewhere they can't or shouldn't have. So conversions, and you can also track money then if Facebook knows for each time you convert a sale on a specific product on a specific page, you're making, $12, or we'll say $200. They can keep track of the conversion money as well as the conversions themselves, so how much money you've made on that particular ad. Catalog sales, I'm looking at doing catalog sales. I mentioned Shullsburg Creamery. They have a catalog on both Facebook and Instagram, so we've downloaded their website catalog down onto Facebook. And basically we can do a catalog ad that'll, if somebody's gone to their website and has looked at a specific product, it'll just show products that to people that they know they're already interested in, for instance. It's also the most expensive ad, but it can also be the most profitable. So it's usually for, like, Shullsburg has 2,000 cheese SKUs. So it's perfect for a company that size. But if you're, an online clothing store, it would also be good for that. So it just depends. But catalog sales, like I said, it's one of the most popular as well. And then in-store traffic, I'll have to be honest, I have never done a store traffic ad. But and honestly, I need to look at that one again. But those are basically the types of ads that you can do. And I just took a picture of this. So this is exactly what it looks like when you go to do an ad right now. And it just changed to look like this within the last month. So hopefully it'll continue to look like this for a while. I mentioned the brand awareness campaign. It allows you to create relationships. So basically, if you're not branded, and you want to just get your company out there for low dollars, it's the type of ad that you want to do. So you get a large following, provides your customers with confidence. So if you get more followers, people are going to believe in your business page more. If you only have 5 followers, for instance, they're going to know that you're not serious about what you're doing on Facebook. Gives you the ability to target specific groups of highly engaged people. And you need several hundred likes to create a lookalike audience on top of it. And we'll get into lookalike audiences a little more. How am I doing for time?
You're good. It's 12:31 right now.
12:31. Okay. I tend to ramble on and on, so I just want to make sure.
Okay, you're good.
So we talked about lead ads. I'm a big lead ad lover, and I find, I think I got on the last lead ad I did for Schulzberg, I think I got him 900 emails. And it was basically an offer for a 25% discount coupon if they had never purchased on their online store. So it was a way to get people to try their cheese. And they still made money on the offer. But I guarantee once you try Schulzberg cheese, you're going to buy it again. It's that good. So it was an offer we came up with. And then, I was able to give that coupon to many people. Like I said, I think we had over 900 people sign up on that one, and it ran a couple months, I think. So, getting emails off the platform so that you can, load them up with emails to convert their business is a really easy thing to do, and works quite well. So I mentioned lookalike audiences, which a lookalike audience is technically a custom audience. And basically what you can do is you can build custom audiences to boost your post to or to send your ads to. This one thing is probably one of the most important things on here because it allows you to not only build an audience of the people that are already following you, but you can build what they call a lookalike audience that looks just like those people, and pull in new people that look just like the people already interested in you, to follow you as well. Or if you're doing it on an ad, a new prospect to convert a customer. So there's a lot of different types of custom audiences. You can do a retargeting custom audience. You can do build an audience of people who have followed you within the last year. You could build an audience of anybody who's watched one of your videos. So there's many different audiences that you can build. And then once you build the main audience, you can build a lookalike on top of it, that looks to find prospects that look just like the people that have already engaged with you in different ways. So this one thing, I think helps make me the most successful for my customers is making sure those audiences that we're both pulling in people who are already engaged with the business, but also the people that look just like those people that have already engaged as a new prospect for that business. And you can, once you build those, then you can create what they call a saved audience, and you could then add different demographic things. If you know people following your business are generally only women, you could target women only, so different demographic type things. They might be, 35 to 64 years of age, and maybe their interests are yoga and herbal remedies, for instance. I only said that because somebody gave some herbal remedies away this morning. But so anyway, if you're going to get serious about Facebook, really do some research on custom audiences, because I think that it's one of the things that has made me the most successful, and continues to do that. So here's the Facebook retargeting pixel. So step 1, the visitor comes to your website. Step 2, the visitor leaves your website. And step 3, the visitor is shown advertisements. So basically, if you put a retargeting pixel, which is really just 2 paragraphs of code that Facebook gives you on your website, and they give you instructions on where to put it, so you can have your admin person or your IT person put the code on your website. Once that retargeting pixel is on your website and somebody visits your website, it tracks their IP address. So when they leave and go back to Facebook, Facebook will send an ad out to them that you've already created to convert them, because they have interest in your business because they've already been to your website. So that is one of the most profitable and most used strategies, is the retargeting pixel. And people call it retargeting ads, or remarketing is another term you might have heard how it's used. So again, it's one of the most important ways to advertise through social media. So it looks like I'm done early. And I guess if you have any more questions, I'd love to field any questions anybody has about Facebook.
There are no additional questions in there yet.
Okay.
So these slides will be sent to you along with the link to the video on YouTube, probably by the end of the week. And then is your contact information anywhere on your slides? It is in the beginning, right? Yes, there you go. So if anybody has any additional questions, you can reach out to Tom directly at his email address right there. Oh, here's one. How much time does it take to maintain Facebook post responses, etc.?
I just check them daily. As I'm doing a post, I'll check for questions. So not really very much. I just, like, every morning if I do a post, I look for any kind of messages, from each customer. Most of the people I do posts for, I can field some questions. If it's complicated, then I just send a text to the owner, whatever. Hey, you got a question I need you to answer on your Facebook page. I would just say, look, I do it every morning, so it's just something I'm used to doing, in my business. So I would just make sure you check them daily. You should get notifications also if somebody sends you a messenger on your, or you'll see if somebody comments in your notifications as well. But the sooner you reply, the better. So, checking in periodically if you have time. Otherwise, like I said, I do them in the morning.
Okay, there's another question. We want people to like our page. Where should we start? Brand awareness?
Yeah, I would do an awareness ad, or do, balance good copy with a good image and create a target market. And then you could boost post also to get better engagement and more likes that way. There is a few tricks I know about how to, if somebody likes your post, but hasn't liked your page, there's ways to, get to invite them to do that. So you want to build your audience.
Yeah. Were you done? I'm sorry, because there's another question.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. How often do you recommend posting on Facebook? We are a franchise and they say 5 times a day. Wondering if that is excessive.
I would say if you're not boosting at all daily, I wouldn't. 5 times a day to me is too much. I don't do that. I have several franchises. I do Cold Stone Creamery. I do Little King. So we don't post more than once a day, but I do boost their post. So, not all of them, but it just depends on, what the message is. So I don't think that's necessary as a franchise. If you're new, I think you'd be better off doing fewer posts, but making sure it's quality. So really good copy, really good images, and the right targeting behind it. And then just boosting those. So most of them I'm either doing daily or we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but we make sure that it's quality.
Okay, that is all the questions. And Elizabeth, if you are still on, do you want to do a quick blurb about the SBA?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. And I also want to thank SCORE and then all of our presenters, most of which were from SCORE, for doing this academy with us. It's hard to believe this is our last one. Ooh, that came through really garbled. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good. I guess it's just garbled on my end then. Anyhow, and to our repeat attendees here, thank you so much for joining us through our series. And just a quick word about the SBA. We are basically a bridge to free resources to help you start, grow, expand, and recover your small business. So if anybody has questions about that, go ahead and give me a call. Again, I'm Elizabeth Yearwood, elizabeth.yearwood@sba.gov. And my phone number is 402-221-7200. And yes, they are the social media webinars are all on SCORE's Zoom channel. Which, Kelly, I don't know, do you want me to drop that link into the chat? Or not Zoom channel, YouTube channel, honestly.
The YouTube channel. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. And when I email you all the slides from Tom, I will also add the link to this particular video, but then you'll be on the SCORE YouTube channel and you can see all the other presentations from the past sessions for the Marketing Academy. So this is it. And if any of you need help with any of your business stuff, of course, there are a cajillion SCORE mentors out there helping with any type of questions or concerns or struggles that you're having with your business. There are so many different mentors and we all have our own area of expertise to help you with. So do not hesitate to reach out to SCORE and they'll help you. It's free. That's the best thing for all us small business owners that have a limited budget, but still need some help. Reach out to SCORE. So that is it. Tom, thank you very much.
Well, thank you everybody who attended. I really appreciate you listening.
You're welcome. All right, everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Everybody.